when an Air India Express flight with 191 people crashed after overshooting the runway at Kerala's Kozhikode airport on August 7th, concerns were raised on how risky tabletop runways are. A similar accident took place in 2010 at the Mangalore tabletop airport that killed 158 people. What are tabletop runways? Tabletop runways are constructed over the hills after leveling the surface. Such runways have steep drops at one or both ends. This increases the possibility of fatalities and injuries if pilots overshoot or undershoot their approach either through human error or mechanical failure. Why are tabletop runways risky? It is considered extremely risky for landings due to a lack of margin for overshooting the runway. Reports suggest that the way the runways line up with the horizon and edge of the mountain, it creates an optical illusion that hides the drop. According to pilots, landing on tabletop runways require a precise approach with little to no room for errors. The aircraft's landing at these surfaces must ensure that they hit the exact land to mark. Safety measures. Reports suggest Mohan Ranganathan, an aviation expert and former member of the Civil Aviation Safety Advisory Council in 2011, had written to the aviation regulator, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, about the absence of a minimum runway safety area around the Kozhikode airport runway. RESA is an area at the end of the runway where the plane can sink if it overshoots or skids off to prevent maximum damage. After the Safety Advisory Committee proposed changes following the Mangalore air crash in 2010, RESA at Kozhikode runway was extended from 90 meters in length to 240 meters. However, EMAS, which is an engineered material arresting system, also known as an arrestor bed, could have prevented the Air India Express flight from sliding down and saved lives at the Kozhikode airport. In its recommendation, the committee had asked the officials to include EMAS as one of the safety measures. If EMAS was installed, it could have stopped the aircraft. The Airports Authority of India and the DGCA are said to have declined the proposal to have an EMAS at both Mangalore and Kozhikode airports, despite having life-saving qualities. The authorities rejected the proposal of installing EMAS because of high operations and maintenance cost. G.T. Radhakrishna, Kozhikode Airport's former director, said that airport could not afford Rs 100 crore bill to install an EMAS due to its expensive technology. Also, when an EMAS is once used, it needs to be completely replaced after an impact because it cannot be repaired. How many tabletop runways does India have? Airports Authority of India Chairman Arvind Singh said that the tabletop runways are operated at 4 airports in India: Kozhikode, Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh, Sikkim and Mizoram.